As the federal Liberals negotiate NAFTA and make ridiculous demands about gender and abolishing right to work, one thing is obvious. When big government gets their hands on things, it usually results in disaster. Because the rules it tries to implement are often forms of protectionism which come at a price to the economy, jobs, businesses, and consumers. Everyone knows that free trade can only exist when there are two willing partners. While it's not a global reality, there are successful economies based on open market policies and small government. Take Singapore, for example. It has one of the freest markets in the world and has consistently been ranked as a top place to do business. So how does this country get it right? Well, for one, although Singapore's government is heavily involved in the market, its spending ratio is limited, with the highest ever being at 20% economic input during the Asian financial crisis. Bureaucrats are also rewarded depending on how well the economy is doing. According to this report in Bloomberg, employees get a monthly bonus and are incentivized twice yearly, but if the economy isn't doing all that great, they get absolutely nothing. But here's the key. Singapore also doesn't have any tariffs on 99% of the goods entering their country. Import taxes are a bad idea. An example of this is when George W. Bush brought in a 30% tariff on steel. That resulted in short supply, increased prices, the loss of around 200,000 jobs, and $4 billion in lost wages to those tariffs. Because of all these negative consequences, he ended up having to turn that policy around. And then, of course, Singapore has a low corporate tax at just 17% that attracts investors. What's more, Singapore makes it really easy to run a business too, with limited rules and regulations. We can see right here in Alberta what increasing the corporate tax, or any tax that affects business for that matter, does to the economy. They flee. And not only do businesses here have to contend with provincial tax rates, but Canada's federal corporate tax rate has averaged at over 38% in the last 35 years. Of course, businesses will go where they can get the most bang for their buck and will run from high taxes and red tape. Singapore is a great example of how small government and business-friendly policies are a huge complement to the economy. Imagine if the federal Liberals were incentivized according to economic growth. Do you think they'd be at the NAFTA negotiating table demanding a chapter be dedicated to gender? For the Rebel.media, I'm Holly Nicholas. Thanks for watching. If you liked that video, you might like our premium content too. For just $8 a month, you still get to watch all of our free content, plus all of our full-length shows. You can visit our website for all of the details.